echoes of engines amidst the storms of Portugal, while other Formula One heroes are sipping vintage champagne on luxury yachts beneath the summer sun. Max Verstappen chooses a solitary and grueling path. At the Estoril Circuit in Portugal, under freezing torrential rain and bone-chilling winds, the four-time world champion stands defiantly against the elements. He is not there for leisure or a casual outing. He is on a clandestine mission destined to shatter the global racing order. In the thick mist, he does not wear the iconic Red Bull blue, but prepares to slide into the cockpit of a monster that has been his arch-rival symbol for years. This is the moment where the traditional boundaries of loyalty begin to blur in favor of a pure, unadulterated obsession with unmatched speed. It is a calculated move that signals the beginning of an era where he defines his own rules. Aesthetic treason, racing the arch-rival's machine. The world gasped when camera lenses captured Verstappen commanding a Mercedes-AMG GT3, a machine that has served as the ultimate symbol of his nemesis on the F1 grid for nearly a decade. This test was no coincidence or a fleeting winter hobby. It was an act of aesthetic treason fueled by cold technical calculation. Max deliberately stepped out of his comfort zone to inhale the engineering philosophy of Stuttgart. Every lap he completed on the treacherous rain-slicked Estoril tarmac was a practical step towards dissecting the mechanical DNA of his rival.
He sought to understand the secrets of a front-engine weight distribution, vastly different from the mid-engine beasts he usually tames. He wasn't just driving, he was performing a mechanical autopsy to ensure he remains the apex predator regardless of the vehicle he chooses to weaponize. The silent revolution of racing. Behind the scenes, a tectonic shift is occurring within the architecture of his private racing stable, Racing Paddock. Paddock rumors confirm that the team is officially severing ties with Ferrari to fully embrace the embrace of Mercedes-AMG for the 2025 season. The driving force behind this high-stakes gamble is the absolute pursuit of reliability and surgical consistency. His teammate Chris Lullum has been a vocal advocate for this transition, viewing the Mercedes as a more stable and trustworthy weapon for the brutal demands of European endurance racing. Max does not tolerate technical drama, he demands flawless dominance. By aligning with AMG, he is constructing the foundations of a new racing dynasty that no longer relies on the prestige of a single manufacturer, but on the raw efficiency of the best machinery available on the market. Haunting visions behind the gates of the green hell. Max's ambition does not stop at the glamorous podiums of Grand Prix racing. His gaze is now fixed intently on the 2026 Nürburgring 24 Hours, a race known as the Green Hell due to its extreme lethality and unforgiving nature.
The Portugal test was early preparation to conquer the world's most dangerous circuit. Max is reportedly in high-level talks with AMG officials and the legendary Windward Racing team to forge an indomitable alliance. For him, F1 titles are merely chapters in a much larger book. He seeks to etch his name into the hallowed asphalt of the Nordschleife, a place where a driver's courage is tested to its absolute breaking point. This is a pursuit of a legacy that is darker, grittier, and far more challenging than the sterilized world of modern F1. He is hunting for a form of immortality that only the green hell can provide. Absolute power, bending the global racing calendar. The Verstappen phenomenon has reached a zenith where the international racing calendar must bow to his will. The year 2026 is pivotal because the F1 schedule finally offers a narrow window for Max to compete at the Nürburgring. However, a conflict arises with the NLS1 warm-up session, which currently clashes with the Chinese Grand Prix. This is where Max's absolute leverage becomes undeniable. German race organizers are reportedly willing to reschedule their entire event just to ensure the world champion's participation. This is no longer just about racing. It is about the massive economic gravity and global spotlight he commands.
The racing world realizes that Max's presence is a guarantee of unprecedented attention, and they are prepared to move mountains to ensure that the sport's biggest icon stands at their starting line in 2026. Technical transition, taming a new breed of monster. Mastering the Mercedes-AMG GT3 is no simple feat, even for a genius like Verstappen. Unlike an F1 car with its mid-engine precision and delicate aerodynamics, a GT3 car is a front-engine beast that requires a much more intuitive and aggressive driving style. Max must relearn how to attack corners and manage massive weight transfers that are non-existent in his daily work. Yet internal reports suggest that Max is adapting at a terrifying pace, showcasing a raw instinct that transcends racing categories. He isn't trying to be a good GT driver, he is transforming into the new sovereign of the category.
His relentless dedication at Estoril proves he is willing to sacrifice hours in extreme weather for technical precision. He is not just learning a new car, he is rewriting his own neural pathways to achieve total mastery over a different breed of beast. A hidden message to the Milton Keynes headquarters. While Max remains the primary face of Red Bull Racing, his presence inside a Mercedes cockpit sends a powerful and ambiguous signal to the headquarters in Milton Keynes. Max is demonstrating to the world, and specifically to Red Bull management, that he is a free agent in the spirit of competition. He is building personal bridges with Mercedes-AMG executives and gaining an insider's understanding of their operational philosophy. Although this is currently limited to the GT3 program, the subtext is glaring. Max Verstappen cannot be confined to a single box or a single contract. He is a sovereign racing entity who will migrate wherever the superior technology exists. This move creates a subtle yet palpable tension regarding his future loyalties, proving that his hunger for victory will always outweigh any brand allegiance if the right weapon is offered. An obsession with perfection beyond all limits. What separates Max from his peers is his refusal to simply participate. He is a perfectionist obsessed with the minutest details of performance. The Portugal test wasn't performed because he lacked track time, but because he wanted to benchmark his skills directly against regular Mercedes GT3 drivers in the most grueling conditions possible. He refuses to show up at the Nürburgring as a mere guest. He intends to be the benchmark. His profoundly early and deep preparation reflects the mentality of a conqueror who leaves nothing to chance. For Max, every lap driven in the Estoril rain is a strategic investment to ensure that when he arrives at the Green Hell, he will not just compete, he will systematically dismantle the opposition with a level of preparation that far exceeds anything his rivals could ever conceive or execute.
Chasing the shadows of the eternal legends. Max is currently redefining the definition of a great driver for the modern era. He refuses to be trapped in the sterilized comfort zone of the F1 circus and has begun eyeing the ultimate challenges: Le Mans, Daytona, and the Nürburgring. By driving the Mercedes, he follows the footsteps of eternal legends like Mario Andretti or Fernando Alonso, warriors who dared to step into the unknown to chase glory across multiple disciplines. This move is part of a grand strategy to ensure his name is whispered alongside the greatest all-rounders in history. He wants to prove that his raw talent is not limited by F1 regulations or a specific chassis. Max is chasing a version of immortality that transcends trophies. He is hunting for the soul of motor racing itself, and the Mercedes GT3 is merely the newest tool in his quest for Olympus. The beginning of the end of a singular dominance. Estoril test may well be remembered as the pivotal moment marking the start of a new chapter in Verstappen's storied career. It is a dramatic declaration of independence, perhaps the most significant in modern racing history. As he accelerated that Mercedes through the thick Portuguese rain, he was effectively stepping out of the shadow of his F1 team and into a future he controls entirely on his own terms. Is this a sign that he is growing weary of the F1 grind and preparing for a grand exodus into the world of endurance racing?
Or is it his way of warning the world that his dominance is merely expanding to a much larger stage? One thing is certain, the racing world will never be the same again now that Max has decided that conquering a single peak is no longer enough to satisfy his gargantuan ambitions.